to be Disney again. With other films such as Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin, Lion King is on the list of great movies from that era. Sparing you all the profit and details about how many awards it won, The Lion King did good. It revolves around Simba, a lion who's lying around waiting to be king. With being king, however, comes the issue of kingship and authority. What gives one the power to declare that they are a king? Why do people even listen to them? And more importantly, how is this all declared and taught in The Lion King? Early on, Simba is shown to be prideful and courageous. He isn't very strong yet, but he's working on it.
I'm working on my run!
Simba, however, isn't humble, he isn't selfless, and he certainly isn't wise. He even takes the credit for Nala's idea.
Mister, I am a genius. Hey, genius, it was my idea. Yeah, but I pulled it off.
These qualities are important, especially if we look to Robert Moore's king archetype from his king, warrior, magician, lover book. Some of the qualities listed are integrity, inspiration, order, and centered. Not self-centered, but rather centered around everybody else. Essentially, a king should be a solid rock that doesn't break under pressure. We can see that Simba is working on it, but his naivete holds him back. Mufasa, on the other hand, pretty much shows all of these qualities. With his death, however, Simba cracks under the pressure and runs away. Scar usurps the throne, becoming the tyrant archetype. The tyrant believes himself to be better than everybody else. He's a negative component to the king archetype. He isn't truly fit to be king, and the last people to stay with him are usually his court, because they feel obligated to. Everybody else has left the kingdom, and the kingdom is left in ruins. Doesn't this sound like the story? Since Mufasa's death brought Simba down to earth, he realized from a young age that he isn't all-powerful and can't control everything, even if he is king. He was a weak prince, avoiding his duty to take his rightful spot in the family line. After all, when talking about a government with an absolute ruler, being next in line to being leader is typically your birthright as a child, depending on your gender and the type of society. And that fact is why everybody else and Nala thinks Simba is a king. However, despite all of this, Simba is very insecure. He doesn't believe that he can be king. He develops humility with Timon and Pumbaa, and that's only his second step to becoming a good ruler. The last part he needed was to remember to be courageous and ready to defend his kingdom. He must want to be king. That is what Mufasa is trying to convey to him in that tear-jerking scene. Mufasa was trying to explain to Simba the qualities a king should have while he was alive. This is so that Simba doesn't turn into Scar. The tyrant Scar is weak, not only physically, but mentally as well. You can see his emotions getting the better of him, showing that he's not cool, calm, nor collected. Mufasa is his antithesis, being calm, cool, and collected, even when Simba did something so stupid it could have gotten Simba killed. The other side of a bad king is the weak king. This king is a pushover. He gets bullied and is a doormat to pretty much everybody. This king appears to be prideful, but in reality is terribly insecure. He's indecisive and internally thinks about doing the things a tyrant does. Simba was going down this path. The hyenas made fun of him of his roar, a symbol of power. It is shown that he's insecure about his quest to the elephant graveyard, when Scar tells him that everybody knows about his failure. Scar pushes Simba to the edge, however, when he tells Simba to work on his roar. Simba is pretty upset about this.
Little roar. Puh.
Despite all of this, all of these experiences turn Simba into a worthy king. He learns from his mistakes and overcomes his weaknesses in order to truly take his spot on Pride Rock and inherit his birthright.